In the last part, I reviewed Donkey Kong Jr., and I found out that that game was pretty great. It was nice to see it was also received well by the fans. So Nintendo did what was expected of them, and released a new Donkey Kong Jr. game. Kinda. They thought it would be a good idea to mix in the fun of Donkey Kong Jr. and math. I have to attribute this to some guy at Nintendo thinking they could trick kids into learning. This is the kind of game you got as a gift from your parents, who thought you would enjoy it because it has your favorite character in it. Now don't get me wrong, I do think there is some merit in trying to make math fun. When I was growing up, there was a show on TV called Square One, but I'm sure most of you only know it by its most famous part, MathNet. The whole show showed kids and teens how to use math in their everyday lives, and they kept it really fun. This game is not fun though. Not only because the game is poorly designed, but because it's so bland and boring most of the time, it's frustrating that this is always going to be the follow-up to a great game like Donkey Kong Jr. The story of the game is that after Junior rescues his dad from the previous game, Donkey Kong is determined to never let Mario or any human capture him again. So he forces his son to master math, so he can lead his future offspring in a revolution to take over the world and enslave mankind. Or he just wanted him to learn math, who knows. Since there's no real story to the game, I guess you can come up with any storyline you want. I like mine the best. There are really only 2 different levels in this game, but one of the levels has different combinations to it. So this title has the distinction of having the least and the most amount of levels for an NES Donkey Kong game. The first gameplay option is the one where Donkey Kong will hold up a number, and Junior has to use the vines to climb up and grab a number. And then you have to pick a mathematical symbol, and then another number to add up to the number that Donkey Kong is holding. If you're too short or over the number, you're going to have to keep adding or subtracting to the number in order to get the number that Donkey Kong is holding. Is it confusing? Yeah, a little, but you get used to it. Controlling Junior to get the numbers and symbols was just too constricting. I would often choose the wrong thing because of the twitchy controls, and I would need to reset my number. Everything felt clumsily done, and it took away from any kind of enjoyment I could get from the game. Now this can be played with 1 to 2 players at a time, which of course brings up the question, who is this character? They never say, but let's just say it's Candy Kong.
Now, wait a minute, Daddy. The only thing I think is good about this is that it's not you do this and then you do that in all the other arcade games. It's where you both do it at the same time.
So you enjoyed the multiplayer aspect of this math game?
I enjoyed how it was both at the same time. I thought it was fun whipping you because you were awful at the game.
Hey, I can't help the fact that I'm a little math impaired.
I beat you so bad.
Yeah.
Just to clarify, I did not like this game.
Thanks, LilWiiviewer. There's also B mode in this gameplay option, which will make the number that Donkey Kong is holding more complex. In the other gameplay option, you have to solve a math problem. You can choose the complexity of the problem that you have to solve, but there really is some problems that never should have been added in. Multi-level multiplication? You've got to be kidding me. Am I really supposed to do this in my head? Now, it was reasonably playable at lower math levels, or at least reasonably playable to me. I guess maybe somebody can do that multiplication, but I can't. But that still doesn't make it enjoyable at all. You have to move Junior up and down the vines to change the numbers to solve the problem. They have you solve 10 problems, and then it's game over. And that's about it. There are so many other educational games out there, both retro and new, which were so much better than this game. So there really is no reason to play this game, even for curiosity's sake. There just isn't anything appealing about it. Now, in the final installment of this NES Donkey Kong game special, we're going to see Donkey Kong return as the villain of the game, and a new hero named Stanley entering in to stop him, as I review Donkey Kong 3. Wait, what? How could it be Donkey Kong 3 if Donkey Kong Jr. Math is the 3rd in the series? You know, it's becoming pretty obvious that the creators didn't play their own game, since they can't even count up to 4. Anyways, up next is Donkey Kong 3. And I'm going to give you my final thought on whether you should buy any of these games. So I'll see you next time.